welcome everybody to the June 2024 ERC meeting. The meeting is going to be chaired by Dr. Hall today. Dr. Hall, can you get approval of the May minutes, please?
Sure. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. We're going to move right into approval of the May 2024 minutes. Commissioners, can I get a motion to approve the May minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, show raise your hand or say aye.
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 Thank you, Commissioners. The first new project on the docket is the Stanton Avenue and McCandless Avenue Stairs construction project. It's a DOMI project. The total on the project is 19.46 MWDB participation. Richard's on the line if you have any questions for him. I'm turning it back over to you, Dr. Hall.
Okay, Commissioners, any questions as we review this this contract?
I don't have any questions, but I took a good look at it, and 19% was somewhat acceptable to me, given the circumstances.
Thank you. Commissioners, any other commissioner? Okay, hearing none. I don't have any questions on this either. I echo Commissioner Balthrup's sentiments on this. So can we get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve this Stanton Heights project.
Thank you. Second, please.
I second. This is Chiquita.
Thank you. All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
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 That's great. The
Opposed?
plan passes.
Okay. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. We'll move to the next one. The next one is an HR project. Is for chief testing for the fire department. Charlene Holder's on the line if you have any questions for her. Dr. Hall?
Again, thank you, Chuck. Again, commissioners, as you look this over and as you have looked this plan over, any questions for Ms. Holder or Ms. Charlene?
I briefly looked this one over. Is this a city project?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
I reviewed this in great detail, and I thought it was interesting that they couldn't find anybody in state.
No one from in-state applied for this RFP. No one responded. Everyone that did respond were from other states. So unfortunately.
So we had no certified MBWBs from the city of Pittsburgh, state of Pennsylvania.
None.
Commissioners, anything else on this? Okay, hearing none. I don't have any. My concerns are the same. But Ms. Holder, did you work with our ERC office with Chuck?
I did not work with Chuck this time. I just worked with procurement, who sent out the RFP to other places, other vendors. So that's usually how we work as far as the testing services go.
Okay, so Chuck, let me ask you if Ms. Holder had worked with our ERC office here, just from the data that we have, what was the likelihood that we could have at least found a few to submit RFPs or possibly be certified MBWBs for this plan?
Zero. We have nobody locally that does this or wants to do it in the city.
Yeah, I'm all right with this because as the head of the Black Contractors, when I refer people to the pre-bid meeting, I get no response. I'm not really fighting these people to give them opportunities. Either they're going to participate or either I move on to the next contractor. So I understand the frustration in trying to find contractors that to come to the pre-bid meetings and they not show. So look like somebody made that. I'm pretty secure with the effort that was made.
Anything else, Commissioner? Thank you, Commissioner Boltrup. Anything else? Hearing none, I'm gonna make a motion to approve, or can I get a show of hands of those to approve? Or say
I
aye.
approve. I make a motion to approve as written.
Second, please, Commissioners.
I'll second Commissioner Williams.
All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Oppose? Okay, Chuck, what do we have?
Okay. Okay, great. The plan passes. Thank you, Ms. Holder. We'll move on to number 3, which is Housing Authority.
Thank you.
This is the armed and unarmed guards at the Housing Authority. We have 18% MBE on this and 43.21 WB on this. One of the primes on this is a certified WBE. Dr. Hall?
Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good, but I'm gonna turn it over to Commissioners for any questions or comments.
I have a question about Cameron being counted in 2 different places for 2 different certifications.
The Camerons are 2 different businesses. Believe it or not, there's the professional management and the professional services group.
They're the same owners.
No, they're not.
Mm.
They're husband and wife, but they both own their own companies. They're actually pretty smart, if you ask me. So yeah, they're separate companies.
Both are certified, correct?
Yes, they are.
When that answers that question, it just looks a little weird, but okay. I'm glad
It
you
does,
clarified
yeah.
that. Huh?
Agree.
You know, I mean, it makes the percentage way over what we usually see here. And to see the same company, well, look, appears to be the same company being counted. It's like kind of a double dip.
The Camerons are 2 different companies. We've been working with the Camerons now for years. I mean, years upon years.
And how is 3G both a prime and a sub?
Because I wanted to show you that 3G prime is a prime on this, and we count them as the WBE. They still get counted.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else, Commissioners? Great questions. Thank you for all those. Any other questions or comments? Commissioners?
I'll move to approve.
Can we get a second?
I'll
Okay.
second.
All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nope, no opposition,
Okay.
Chuck?
Okay, great. Plan passes. We'll move on to number 4, guys. This is a exterior lighting services. This is Housing Authority again. Sergeant Electric is the prime. This is an as-needed task order. They have 4 MWBEs on the contract, and they will be getting 18 and 7% of whatever the task order is. We have Ronalda and we have Sergeant on the line, Dr. Hall.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna turn it over to the Commissioners before I make a comment. Commissioners?
I can't see my screen. And what's the participation again?
It's going to be 25%, 18 and 7.
18 MBE and 7% WBE.
Right. On this task order.
Just one question from me. Any LGBTQ reach outs, Ronalda?
Good afternoon, commissioners. No, we did not have any LGBTQ plus.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hearing no other comments from our commissioners, can we get a motion to approve, please?
I make the motion to approve.
Thank you. How about a second, commissioners?
I
A second.
Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
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 Okay. The plan passes. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank
We'll
you,
move
Ronaldo.
on to number 5, which is the Housing Authority again, and it's Inspire Changeover Electrical Support. The prime on this is Marshall Electric. They're working on a WBE, and I'll turn it back over to you, Dr. Hall.
Commissioners, as you review this plan in front of us, thoughts, comments?
Did you say they're working on, or they are not?
They're working on. I've been working with them and Sue to get their PAUCP certification. So that's in the works.
But they are
I
currently a
wanted to tell you, commissioners, another thing too, but this is a good time to bring it up too. I'm working with several other agencies around the city to get a local certification program started. The PAUCP has changed the rules again on us. Okay, they're a little bit harder to get by and get through with, and we want to try to do a regional certification opposed to a state certification. So that's something we're working on, but they are going through the PAUCP.
That would be a blessing.
Yeah, are they already WBE certified though, Chuck?
They're working on it, not yet.
So they're not certified WBE.
Right, but by the time this contract probably will start, they will be.
I'm a little
So they're
concerned
in
with
the process.
look. So you said Marshall is the prime?
Marshall
Yes.
Electric. This is not Marshall Electric Services. This is Marshall Electric. They're on the line. You can ask them
Oh.
questions. They're on.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering whether or not did they really do a thorough look for more MBEs on this project? Or
Who do we have on the line other than Ronaldo from this plan, Chuck?
So we do have Roy Marshall on the line as well. He's joining us in this meeting, commissioners. And he has spoken with Sue to start the process of becoming WBE certified.
Well,
Commissioner Balthrop, you had a statement, comment?
yes, I was confused because I thought Marshall Electric was a minority company, but now looking at this project from that standpoint, there's a limited amount of MBE participation on this project. I was wondering what's his thinking behind that.
So commissioners, I am in the process of sending over Roy a list of MBEs of electricians that can work with him on this project. This is a very specific scope since it's a labor-only contract and task order based as well. So sending him over a list of certified electricians for him to reach out to be added to the project while they're going through their WBE certification.
Madam Chairman, I'm not trying to hold the project up, but I do think that that we need just a little more of a guarantee that we can get participation. I can see an effort, but we need a stronger initiative because this is something that I think that we have contractors that we can participate in, even especially since it says labor oriented.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Balthrop. Any other commissioners?
I have a question about process and maybe a question also directly to the actual prime. How far along are they in the process of getting the WBE, the PAUCP certification? Because this contract says it's going to probably start 7/1. So are we premature in actually claiming, the 100% participation for WBE or not?
Good question.
So Ronaldo or either the prime can speak on that, please.
Well, when did they start working with Sue? How about that?
We started working with Sue about a month ago
Yeah.
on this. So we're a month into the process.
And right
Um,
now, they're currently getting together their paperwork, like Chuck had stated before. The PAUCP, they have changed certain guidelines are added. There's some changes. So just making sure all the paperwork, that's the process. But they did have the I initially connected them with Sue Broadus at PRT, and then they had the conversation with Sue regarding their WBE certification.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions, commissioners?
I have a question. This is Chiquita. I agree with Ms. Williams about, are we being premature? So any event that this person, or I should say this company, is not able to get the proper certifications and the contract has already been awarded, what is the recourse for that?
That's the point exactly.
Yeah.
So commissioners, I think if you, the plan that was submitted, you'll see that extensive outreach was done on our behalf as far as HACP. There is a long list of companies that were contacted, some of the MBE, WBE electricians that were located on the PAUCP website in order to do the work. However, we only had a few who were able to respond to the IFB that was submitted.
And Ronaldo, did you say you also you have given them more companies in which they could do more outreach? Is that what I heard earlier?
Can you repeat that, Commissioner?
Yeah, so I thought you mentioned that you had sent them a few other people that they could reach out to regarding outreach.
Yes, I'm putting together the list of certified MBEs that they can reach out to see if they'll be able to join them on this project. Again, the scope is very, very, very limited in what we were given as our procurement office, that it's a labor-only contract. And HACP will also be providing all of the supplies as well on this project as well.
Anything else, commissioners?
Well, I think it's a $250,000 project, and once it's out of the gate, we get no other recourse. So I'm somewhat reticent to really support this, but I won't fight it if the commissioners think that they feel strongly about it, but I am reticent.
Okay, thank you.
I'll add my concern about the lack of WBE here.
And commissioners, I also want to point out that, you know, in the past, it's also been stated that the primes on that may be a WBE or MBE on our projects, it's always been encouraged that we try to get them to become certified. So this is one of those situations that we are doing our due diligence and efforts in trying to help Marshall Electric become WBE certified by taking your recommendations to get the process started so they can be certified on moving forward.
This is a question for Chuck. Once this contract is let and you monitor this contract, Chuck, and you find out that this participation is the same as it is now, what's the recourse?
The recourse with city contracts is we can hold the contract until they fulfill their obligations. With the housing authority contracts, that's up to Renelda and her team to make the adjustments. But for city contracts, we can hold up the contract if necessary.
Any other questions, commissioners?
And
So,
yeah,
go ahead.
It's the same process here at HACP, that if by doing my quarterly reports and I see that our MBEs and WBEs are not being utilized. And so how I find that out is obviously by contacting the MBEs and WBEs on the projects, and just taking a look at the length of the contract and other variables that go into play. And if they haven't been utilized, then obviously bringing it to the attention, and those contracts will be holded and no payment will be received.
Thank you. So hearing all the comments, questions, and concerns, I too echo the sentiments of the commissioners. One, they're in the process of being certified, so they're not certified at this moment. And also like to see some more outreach done. Ronaldo, that's awesome that you are going to have a list for them to continue that outreach. Why do we have them begin if we can actually hold it up if they're not doing the outreach? So I would say if we can table this, Chuck, and have them either electronically, when we find out where they are in the process, or we come back next month and revisit this. But we can make the motion to approve, but based on what my fellow commissioners are sounding like, I'm not going to make any assumptions. We'll just make a motion. So at this point, we've all stated what we thought, so I'm going to ask for a motion to approve. Okay, so Chuck, I hear no motion to approve and he's on the phone. So give me a minute. Okay, Chuck, I was saying there's no motion on the floor to approve this. So I'm going to ask that this plan is held up or tabled until either electronically we find out what's going on with the certification / outreach, or we come back next month and revisit this same contract. That's where we are as commissioners.
Okay, I will work with Ronaldo over the next week or so to see what type of reply we got back from Marshall Electric to see how they reached out to MBEs, and I will electronically let you, the commissioners, know as soon as Ronaldo lets me know.
Okay, we appreciate that.
Okay, Dr.? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ronaldo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Ronaldo.
Okay, we're
We're
about
going
to
to turn
go
it
to
over.
Yep, go ahead.
Yes,
Sorry.
we're going to turn it over to Opasna for the ITQ updates.
So if I can interject, so if all primes or anyone else is on the call, you may definitely remove yourself at this time. Thank you for coming in. Chuck, can you just scan and make sure and see where we are with that, please?
Yes.
Yeah,
Anybody who's not a commissioner, would you please get off the call? Mr. Marshall, I see you still on here.
Thank you.
Okay.
yeah, Mr. Marshall is still
I think that's it. Mr. Marshall. Mr. Marshall. He's not getting off.
Can you, as host, remove him?
I can try.
Yeah, you should be able to remove him as host.
Alex, if you're still on, can you remove Mr. Marshall from the call, please?
Sure, 1 second.
Thank you, Alex.
It's done, Chuck.
Okay, he's done. There you go, Upasna. Would you start with the ITQs, please?
Yes. Thanks, Chuck. Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you all for joining. So for this month, we have 7 ITQs, all of them from DOMI. The first one is inspection of non-NBIS bridges. It's less than 50,000, so we won't get into the details, but the prime here is Tri-State and it's an MBE. The second one here is construction management, construction inspection, Brule Street slide. The prime here is SAI Consulting Engineers. The project cost here is 87,000, and we have 1 WBE Foresight Construction Services on it. That will be allocated 52,659 on this contract. Moving on, So the next two are related to signal replacement. One is Penn Avenue and Highland Avenue signal replacement, and the other one is at Forbes Avenue and Braddock Avenue. Both of them are have Larson Design Group as the prime, and the project cost for each one of them is 40,800. Moving on, the next one here is Fraser Street Steps Reconstruction. The prime here is H.W. Lochner, and the project cost here is 91,179. So this project will mostly involve design and drawings. The next one here is Street Run Channel Repairs. The prime here is SAI Consulting, and they have one sub, Tri-State Design MBE, as a sub-consultant. The total project cost is 70,541, of which 4,955 goes to the MBE. The next one here is right-of-way permit and fee assessment. This is less than 50,000. So we won't go into the details. And the last one here is El Paso Street Slide Additional Services during construction. The prime is SAI Consulting Engineers, and they have one MBE AGES as a sub-consultant. The total project cost is 85,861, of which 59,793 will go to the MBE. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Upasana.
Thank you. Thank you, Upasana. The only thing I want to add to the end of the meeting, guys, is to let you guys know that next month we are going to have a really big meeting. I have at least 6 coming out of the city. 4 of them are for fire department work. The big one is going to be the East Liberty Fire Department. It's getting a whole new reconstruction. It's going to be 10 to 12 million on that one. And I have 3 other fire departments that are getting updated at $1 million apiece. And those are just the city ones. And I have a couple from Domi too. So those with Housing Authority, and I know that the SEA is getting ready to come back to us too, guys, with the stadiums. They're getting ready to upgrade the stadiums, of course, for the NFL draft, right? That's what they're doing it for. So they're getting ready to do all that stuff, all that work on the North Shore. So we'll be getting those coming in too. And I'm assuming they'll be coming in during the summer months. So that's what we have ahead. You guys have any questions for us?
Yeah, Chuck, as we start to get those plans for next month, let's make sure, and I mean, you can only do what they send you, but that they at least have some idea and options to work with your office before we receive those plans.
Yes. These city plans that are coming up, Upasana and I have already been to all the pre-bid meetings. So we've been to the pre-bid meetings. We're looking for good numbers on all the fire stuff, right? We even have a, knock on wood, we'll see if it happens. We have a African-American prime bidding on the project. I don't know if he's going to get it, but we do have one bidding on it. Okay. And he's bidding on the big one too. He's bidding on the East Liberty project. Okay. So we'll see what happens there. But Upasana and I have laid it out to all the primes who came to the pre-bid meeting, which were quite a few, what we expect from our MWDB participation.
Thanks, Chuck.
And I'll also send a list over to those folks of our LGBTQ plus contract businesses that we have. And we have 2 of them now. We have 2 that are certified, which is great. So I've been sending those to all the primes also.
We doing anything with our veterans, Chuck?
I didn't hear you say that again, Commissioner.
We doing anything? The veterans numbers, are we looking at those with any degree?
Yes. What's great about the veterans numbers, Commissioner, we had 2 veteran businesses at all those pre-bid meetings. So
Okay.
we did have some veteran business at the pre-bid meetings, which is great. And they also identified to the primes that they want to be subs.
Can you
So
keep
I'm
us?
looking. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can you keep us apprised? I'm sorry, you can finish that thought. You made a comment earlier with it. I think we all felt was awesome. Can you keep apprised of the progress in trying to get a local certification program started, and let us know how we can assist, if at all?
Yes, that's great, Commissioner. That's a great question. Thank you for it. We are trying hard, guys, to get a regional certification program. The PAUCP, we got another hurdle. They gave us another hurdle, right, for our small businesses, right? And they only classify us now as a DBE, which a disadvantaged business could be anybody, any color, any shape, any form, right? So I'm working with all our agencies, Riverside Innovation, the universities are involved. We are trying to get a regional certification program, which I think would be better for everybody, especially here in the city. And when I push out subcontractors to the primes, the first 20 are from the city, guys. Yeah, I always send them city companies first, all right, within the city limits. Then I'll send them another list of contractors right outside the city to reach out to. So I'm pro city. If you're in the city, right, I try to push you out as much as I can. But keep in mind, a lot of our businesses are right outside the city limits. And that's because of the tax base and the cost of doing work in the city. Okay. But yes, Commissioner Williams, I will keep you updated, and I will let you know when I need you guys to intervene and help me out with this.
Anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none, I'm asking for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Get a second?
I second.
All in favor, raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Beautiful, stamp it. Motion is approved. Thank you,
Thank you.
commissioners.